Okay, so hello everyone. Hello. Welcome back to
Hello.
another episode of iChongqing's channel. Hello everyone. Welcome
Hello,
back to
Hello.
hello,
another
hello.
Hello.
Okay, this is the part that I should be the host and say hello to everyone. But I'm
Oh, you
glad
have
you
the
guys are
audience.
all
Okay.
participating in this. Okay,
Hmm.
see, so you guys can see this. This is an episode of the newest episode of Action Chain's channel. This is Echo Chain. Today's live stream is about the Generation Z in China and abroad, about their career, their attitude towards culture, what are their confidence come from, and how they've been striving to pursue of their ideal lives. Joining us today are my lovely friend Najesta, who's from Russia and now lives in Chongqing, studies in Chongqing. Sun Bo, a Chinese young man who started in the UK and now returned to China. And also my new friend Alex Fabiano, an Italian YouTuber who lives in Shanghai. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Thanks.
So
Thank you.
stay tuned, like, share, subscribe to support us. Okay, this is Echo Chain. If you go search Generation Z China, these words you'll find in an article published by the Global Times. This was quoted by this article. I just read it. Okay, the Global Times survey of 2021 showed that the more and more Chinese people have stopped looking up to the West. Approximately 90% of young Chinese participating in the survey conducted from April 9 to April 12, from a total of 1,281 responses covering 129 cities in the city, believe that China should not look up to the West anymore, while more people have started looking down on the West in the past 5 years due to multiple reasons, including, China's achievements and the West failed handling the COVID-19 pandemic. These are always quoted by the articles, not my words, okay? We have a screenshot for this. This is the one. Yeah, the name of the article, and it said Chinese analysts said that the sustainable and fast development of China is the core reason why more Chinese are becoming increasingly confident, and some key elements have speed up the process, such as the rise of Trumpism in the US, which revealed shocking anti-intellectualism, racial problems, and inefficiencies regarding governance among major Western countries. The survey showed that also the 37.2% of the participants 5 years ago still believe that they should look up to the West. Let me just take off this picture. Yeah. They still believe that they should look up to the West, but now only 8.1% of these people hold the same view. It's a big change 5 years ago. So meanwhile, the people who look down on West have increased to 41.7, it's a huge number percent, while only 18.4% of them retain the same opinion they expressed 5 years prior. About 48.3% of the participants see the West as an equal now. So I guess this is the reason that we planning on do this live stream. We wanted to know what about these ideas and what about their ambitions and the lives of the Gen Z in China and abroad. President Xi Jinping just said a nation will prosper only when its young generation, young people thrive. And what I'm looking for is what's on your mind, the Gen Z, and what about your life, your attitudes, and your capability to keep pushing boundaries. So, are you guys strong enough to handle the responsibility of achieving a better world? This is what the world is concerning about. So thank you guys for joining us, starting with our introduction, okay, of our guest today. Please introduce yourself to us, like what do you do and how long have you been staying in your current location, starting with our new friend, Nadia, okay?
Okay, let's start from me. My name's Nadezhda, and I'm from Russia, as you say. And I'm already 20 years, 28 years old, and today is my birthday.
Wow.
Now, yes, now I
Happy
study
birthday.
journalism in Chongqing University. This is my sixth year in China, and for which I've been here in Chongqing. So
Oh, so what kind of major are you studying in China in Chongqing University?
just like a master degree in journalism. So it's Chinese
Oh,
journalism.
journalist. So you
Yeah,
do. So are you planning on working on this field as a reporter or a
I
respondent?
yes, maybe because it's take much of Chinese flavor. Maybe I think not like political reporter. Maybe like uh, I want to
Cultural.
go as National Geographic journals like this.
Wow. Oh, so
Pictures
more about,
about animal.
yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, our audience. So let's say hello to our audience firstly. Ken, hi, and Da Wei. Hi, everybody is here, and they are saying happy birthday to our guest today, to Nadia.
Thanks.
Yeah, and hi, I'm gonna say hi to everyone. EL, hello. Beautiful studio, hi. Hi, everyone. I'm watching those comments, and they're really important to us, and everybody's with us today. So, I hear what you're saying about your future plan. Is that your future plan to, report things, report geographical and cultural or tourism fields of this country, of this city? Is that your kind of plan?
Yes, I have some plans just because I want to graduate only in next year and
Oh,
I'm looking for a job and I have a lot of problems with it just because of Chinese visas and
oh,
yeah, it's regulations of China. It's very hard for international students now.
yeah.
And maybe not so much companies need a foreigner as maybe my Chinese is very good, but I'm not a native English speaker. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I get that. I have some, Russian friends in Chongqing. They kind of facing the same problem as you. Because yesterday I posted our poster on 朋友圈 on the WeChat moment, and a friend Eva, and he saw that and he pointed out that you are really a nice person, a nice reporter, and I think it's a common situation for foreign international students in China to find a proper job, to find some jobs that go with your major in college. I think it's challenging, but let's see others introduction. Okay, Alex, hi. Can you
Hi.
introduce yourself
Uh,
to us?
yeah, my name is Alex and I'm from Italy. And I've been living in Shanghai for almost 6, 7 years now.
Hmm.
And I've been studying here as well. I did 2 years of Chinese language and then I did a bachelor degree in Shanghai University of Sport. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, so I did an interview about Alex's life, and when he was in Chongqing, he went a really amazing trip to visit the Dazhuru province, the Minzhu village, to witness the project, the poverty alleviation. That trip, that journey was really amazing, as Alex just told us. And we have an interview article about this. It's about to release on iChongqing's website. It's in today or tomorrow. So keep focusing on this. We have a lot of content about Alex's channel, Alex's lives, and his view, his insights about Chongqing and China. So keep an eye on that. And as we can see, and as Alex just shared, he is from Italy and he started in Chinese and started the what majors are you
I
in
did
right
I
now?
did Now I'm doing master in sports management. But
Sport
before
management.
I did
I
wushu
Wushu.
performance.
Wow.
No.
Okay. So wow. So what kind of martial art are you mastering?
No one, not
No.
even one.
So what
Yeah,
kind of martial art is your favorite?
yeah, I would say like uh, Yongchun, Yongchun.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
but
Well,
I cannot do it. Like I
of
like it,
course,
but I cannot.
I can get that.
because I've heard that they only delivered, they only inherited generation to generation in their family. You know, the really
Yeah,
authentic ones, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So it's hard to learn from some kind of master, not to mention to um, practice in a skillful way. So I think it's really a common situation. But I'm glad you like that. It means that how much you like the Chinese culture. Is that the reason to brought you here?
Yeah, also, I think when I was young, I also got influenced by Chinese movies, martial arts movies, and also that maybe brought me here. Also that because it influenced me to come and
I,
see the culture and study.
I'm really curious. What whose movies? And Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee
Yeah,
or
both.
both? Okay.
Also Jet Li. Yeah,
Jackie is
Jet
Jet
and
Li.
I think
Jet Li. Yeah,
Jackie Lee, yeah, and I think Jackie Chan, right? Jackie Chan.
yeah. Yes,
Okay,
also Jackie Chan.
okay. So these your childhood, pop culture influence that have just brought you to China. Is that the reason?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've seen that the pop culture influence is really important to Gen Z because I'm not Gen Z. I'm a millennial. Because so I'm really curious about the younger generations about how the pop culture could influence you guys to literally just brought this action to your life. Just movies can bring you to China. Yeah, it's really amazing to it not and it's hard to image for our elderly generation. They've been making decisions by experience, by you know histories, I think, by their logistic thinking. But to you guys, you have been influenced by many kinds of world culture, pop culture everywhere, so you can kind of make decisions all by your own. Is that okay? Is that a correct answer to describe this? What do you think?
Yeah, for me, yeah, I think also like with the access to the internet and a lot of like information, we maybe get influence when seeing China to
Hmm.
to come to China and see it.
What do you think of that? Bernie, hi.
Hi, hello, hello, hello.
Hi. What do you think of that? Because you firstly you have to introduce yourself to us because you are new to our audience.
Oh, am I? Okay. Hello, guys.
Okay.
My name is Bernie, as you can see. And in terms of my international study experience, I used to study in UK for about 3 years or 4 years, and I got my bachelor and my master degree in the UK. And now I'm currently living in Chongqing. And now I work for English training institution, and I teach kids how to speak English fluently. Yeah, that's the thing I do. Yeah, I think that's everything.
So what about the pop culture influence about how they can infect you to make decisions as a younger generation?
The pop culture, you mean the pop culture from other countries to influence us Chinese or the other way around?
Yeah, yeah, because I
Mhm.
actually it's another issue, another topic that we are about to address in later live stream. But I think it's great to mention that because Alex just told us he was influenced by the kung fu movie in China. That's the
Mhm.
future. That's the decision maker of his life. So I think it's important to issue this. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I think definitely it definitely exists. For example, well, the reason one of the reasons I chose to go to the UK was because, like earlier, I told Alex that I was a big fan of football, and as everybody
Ah,
know, football was the home for the UK. So that is not 100% reason, but I guess that's part of the reason I chose to go there.
mhm.
And so I assume in the future, if China, we could have this kind of power and authority to provide this kind of platform that attract people like Alice from other country. I think it'd be really great.
So you've been attracted by the football culture in UK. So
Hmm.
you went to UK, and what kind
Yeah.
of experience on that, on football, on your football experience and as a football lover?
Well, yeah, it was a really good experience because you get to see a game almost every single week, and before that game, you get to sit in the pub and have a drink with the fans who support the same team, and you talk and you share your life. I think that's something you could hardly get in China, because I don't have this kind of vibe about football in China, even though we claim that we love football. But yeah, I don't think we have that vibe and environment here. And well, of course, not everything is really good. In back in UK, they have this kind of thing called hooligan. I'm not quite sure you guys know that hooligans, the football hooligans,
Yeah.
and they are just some kind
Crazy.
of people you will never come across in your whole life. They are unreasonable, and yeah, I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but yeah, it was a really bad experience.
I think
But
we agree
overall,
here.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I
Um,
think the advantages definitely prevail. Yeah,
so did you play any football games or beside the watching the game, besides watching these
I
games?
don't. Well, I'm a kind of big guy, so I think the only position I can play in the football is to be the goalkeeper. So, and I mostly play video games about football. I don't really like go to the field and actually play. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think it's a great answer for explaining football. Okay. Somebody is coming on this football is getting bigger in China, but football culture can get
Yeah,
toxic.
exactly.
Toxic.
Does
Yeah,
not talk
clearly not
about
toxic.
culture.
Yeah,
Like
because
crazy fast.
the hatred between fans and yeah, all kinds of things in China. We don't have good ball. So I mean, we don't really have a good team, good national team,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the culture in our fans. I think we don't just have that kind of vibe. As I said, I think the EL was right. The culture
I mean,
is getting more and more toxic.
yeah, we don't. I
Mhm.
think we have a agreement on that. We don't have a male football team, but we do have a
Yeah,
female
we
football team.
kind of have this agreement. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
You
they
are
are really great. They are great Chinese
yeah, the
female
female,
football team.
definitely. Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Hi, Nico. Hi, everyone. Hi, MD. Everybody is here again. We are greetings from Chongqing and Shanghai. Okay. We have another guest, my friend Liu Liang. She is from Chongqing. She now lives in Rotterdam. She's a creator, a founder of a Hanfu studio in Rotterdam. She's really awesome. But she probably cannot join us right now. We can wait for her while we are talking. And I think that's the first part that we've all introduced our location and why we choose this place to live. And I have two topics for Nadia and Alex because today's live stream topic will mainly focus on your experience in China and abroad. Firstly, as foreigners who live in China, I wonder why China is the reason for you to choose in the first place? I think Alice just answered this. And what about Najia? What about you?
Just maybe because I take my bachelor degree in Russia in one university, and I'm from a very little city in the north. And before 2022, I never seen one Asian person at all. And yeah, maybe
Wow.
my it's last year of my bachelor. One professor from Chongqing University come to my university take Russian language courses, and when we meet, he just tell me that maybe I want to go to China, and it influenced me in one time. Just why not? I can speak anything in Chinese, only like ni hao when I come the first time. And about when I graduation, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe it's like young people's problems that we choose in our bachelor. So maybe not understand what your purpose in life. So when I graduated, I don't know, maybe I want to go like do something Russian teacher job, but not prepare at all. So I just go abroad and travel to China. It was my first travel by myself, only me alone. So it's very good experience, and it take a lot of some fun. Yeah.
So it's about so it's about meeting a person, meeting a new person. It was
only one
really
man, and I go.
Yeah, because we know that Bernie was working as a course representative in the UK. You've been working on this, building a bridge between professors and teachers and the students. So I think it's really important. Do you have any opinion on this about how this international students, Chinese students, they been visiting abroad at these colleges, like in Russia, in Western countries, then transforming this culture and languages to this ethnic groups?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely a lot of problems and difficulties put in front of them. And of course, the language, the first one, sometimes they have their ideas, they have thoughts. For example, if they thought that the professor was not making themselves clear, they wanted to ask questions, but they didn't really have this kind of courage, and because they thought they're
Okay.
courageous, because they thought like they were going to make mistakes, so they just hesitated, and then they are going to miss kind of knowledge. So I think that's the first problem here, the language part. So, well, because my English was overall better than most of my fellow classmates, so my the course director, I think he kind of assigned me as the course respondent and to help them or translate some of the questions or translate some of the assignments to them. And not just the Chinese students, actually, all of the foreign students. Like, I think we got classmates from Arabic, we got classmates from India, Spain, yeah, all these countries, and we face the same challenges. So it was a great, and yeah, I think it was a really great experience to help them out. And
Yeah.
And
How
actually,
did you? What?
I was going to say something like our international students have in common, or not just like the international students, maybe all students have. Because when I thought about this experience, the first thing comes to my mind was the procrastination. I think you guys are well aware of this concept, right? Procrastination. I thought, I mean, I was the only one who procrastinated. And then I think it was one time we were going to have this final task. And I think I was like 2,000 words short. So I rushed a lot the night before the due date. And then one of the friends from, I think from India, and he called me and said, "Hey, dude, do you know where you can find the assignment?" And he didn't even know where the assignment is. I mean, so I think there's something really interesting happened during that trip. Yeah.
Yeah, Naja, do you have something on this to share about Bernie just mentioned?
I just agree about linguistic question because international students in China have the same question about how to connect to professors and other learners like Chinese students. Just because I have example of me in my university now on master program, I haven't any foreigner students, only me one in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
in
So
your group.
I have anything connection with another students. Chinese students live in campus and take some opportunities in dormitory when I can't just come and take some conversations in. And it's a big problem.
So how
Just
did you
because
get used to? How did you fit in with this? How did you started to learn your Chinese or to go deal with everything?
my Chinese, maybe just because I have another friend, Chinese friends, not students at all, from working or just I live in another campus of campus, but I live in Chongqing, so I can meet some people in a bar, in the streets. So I have some friends, Chinese friends, but not my classmates. Yeah. It's a problem because they can speak English fluently. They can speak my
Right.
language. They can speak Russian. Yeah, and when I speak Chinese, they understand, but it's harder. Yep.
So are you going to, if you visiting a place, are you going to find people just like you in your same nation or same countries?
Yes, I almost we just meet a few foreigners and just go some places like zoo or museums or cinema like this.
Okay. So Alex is like for stay in China for like the longest in all this international students that we've just invited. So do you have any opinion to share about how to make friends here? I bet you just made many local friends because I watch your videos on YouTube.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. My very first friend was a photographer because we were sharing common passions. I also like to take pictures at the time. So I think that by starting also with something that you like to do, uh, besides like studying or school, can help. Like I was friend with a photographer and we were going outside to take pictures together. And he was
Sharing
Chinese, but yeah. And also, well, a lot of international friends, of course, as well, especially at the beginning when I couldn't speak much Chinese and I was studying it and I was in the same situation with a lot of other international students. So we were all studying Chinese or going to the parks to talk with the people in the park to try to practice
Wow.
Chinese.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And also yeah.
so are you a very extroverted person
Yeah,
to
I don't. I'm not really extrovert, honestly, but but it's okay. Like if I want, I just can make friends. Yeah, I can make some friends. And also, when I was in my university, I also was the only foreigner. But my classmates were very open, and so we became friends easily.
so you say
Yeah.
you're the only international student in your college because it's a sports college. Um, is that really difficult to get in such kind of college, or is that a really difficult
Mhm.
decision that you've made to choose this college for you?
I think it's not that difficult to get in because if you are the only foreigner, like, well, maybe there is not much competition for foreigners to get in, but for studying, yeah, it is hard, of course, because you don't speak the language as a native, and yeah, you have some disadvantage, but it's doable. Yeah, it's everything. I think it's doable.
So you've clearly feeling the life here. Everybody should watch Alex's videos on YouTube. They are really awesome. He's been experiencing experiencing Chinese traditional therapies like tuina massage, like air cleansing, like everything. It's really fun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really recommend that. And I wonder the next topic is what changes during the days that you've been living here in the past few years, about your impression about this place, your feelings about the people around you. I mean, we both know that as foreigners, when you first came here, and you probably would be really kind of frightened or scared by how people would stare at you sometimes, or they wanted to reach you, or they don't have the guts to talk with you, or kind of stuff, or your perspective on what's going on here on your current location, everything. So please share with us.
Oh, okay. About changing, I think
Yeah.
the way of thinking has changed after you live here. From the beginning, maybe of the first some months, you feeling like and acting like a tourist, such a superficial admiration of everything around you. You just look on this and think, wow, take pictures. But the longer you live in China, the more you're changing. Maybe like lifestyle, the way of thinking, and it's a big point. Like every time when I met some Chinese, they want to take pictures of you and maybe with you, and after this add you WeChat for small talking, and the same, all the same, like, ha, 你是哪里人? Where are you from? Or maybe on the streets, I can just, hi. It's
You say it in a really high pitch.
funny. It's funny, yeah.
It's fun. So to you, it was really a fun trip to meet people and to let them to get to know you. Is that right?
Yeah, I have maybe about friends. I say that it's hard, but I have friends that I have Chinese relatives, so
Yeah, you've
maybe,
been married, right? You've already
yeah,
been married here, so you have a family here.
yeah.
Yeah, this is really important. Yeah, fine. It's really important to get somebody closer with you so that you can learn Chinese
Sometimes so
culture.
close.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the culture shock when you are trying to get in with a local family?
Yeah, in lockdown, yeah, it's lockdown 2019. I live in mountain village, Chinese village, about 5 or 6 months, and it's very small and really higher. I have a headache because of this, but it's not bad. I like it. It's very, yes, I have some cultural shock about this, but just because maybe some rituals, because of them have some, it's a spring festival time, and they have some rituals like mountain spirits, and we have old Yeye who also can do some Chinese medicine and some messages, and it's, yeah, not bad.
So do you started to believe on that, the Chinese medicine, Chinese therapy?
Chinese medicine, I believe, because I tried this.
Yeah.
But about spirits, is some fairy tales about you don't want to go
Like
on this mountain just because of tigers, a god of tigers, something
okay.
like this. It sounds unbelievable.
That's not the culture. That's the just superstitious, I think.
Yeah, but it's part of culture too, I think.
Yes,
And
kind of.
they also have dialect, not the same
Um,
with the city. Like you not understand what they saying. I can understand when they ask me about eating or something like life about my life, but maybe just
yeah.
because it's old man, they pronouncing some sounds not the same, and you it's not Chongqing dialect, it's not Putonghua, it's something new. Yeah.
This is fun because the dialect is really a fun topic. In Chongqing, we have different kind of accent, even in suburban areas and districts. So
Yeah.
recognizing these dialects are really different, really challenging. And how about you, Alex? You've been, as we mentioned, you've been experiencing all kinds of traditional therapies. And what do you think is the most interesting one that you've been?
I think, yeah, I think the cupping therapy and moxibustion are really interesting, and especially because they talk about internal humidity and internal cold, 寒气, 湿气.
Ah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and yeah, it's interesting because as foreigners we don't really understand what it means, and
Now you
so
do you understand now?
yeah, a little more. Yeah.
Please
Yeah, but
explain
it's
it to
very
us. Explain it to us. I didn't realize it.
I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but it's almost like a form of how do you say, some problems that you have. I don't know if it can be called like not a disease, but yeah, I cannot really explain it.
It's like I think it's like a heat fever on your body when you
Yes,
use the burning cops to abstract to take it away. Okay, the
yeah, to
exact
take away
way to take
something bad
away
from,
something from your body. It's like a
yeah.
arrow beside you, it's inside your body and around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my explanation of the copy. It's about balance. Okay, Hannibal. Hi, Hannibal. Your name just scared the shit out of me, Hannibal. It's about balance. Okay, what about the balance? Anybody can have some comments on that, or we just head into continue our topics about the culture, about the inclusiveness of Chinese culture, because we can see from these our guests today about their sharings, about their experience. You know, in China we have multiple kinds of lifestyles which you can experience all the time. We have the modernist, we have the oldest, we have the historical sites. So what about a sense of self-identification? You guys just mentioned about you are Italian, she's a Russian, and you've been living in China, and you've been facing the same problems of meeting people and meeting no matter it's locals or international friends. What about your, self-identification? Do you feel like that you have to, address that when you are making friends, or you just act like you're just people from the world village, not to mention your nation or everything? What do you think?
About self-identification.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't forget that you are Russians or Italian or another person, yes. every time you just take in heart your homeland, your culture, and every time that you meet people, they maybe and most of Chinese can recognize I'm Russian. Maybe it's Russian face.
We can. Is that
they can just maybe like, oh, you may be Ukraine or Belarus, you're Russian. Yeah, you're Russian. Soviet Union. Yeah. Like this. I like that in China I have some international flavor that I can make this international bridge between my culture and another, because we live here with another international students, with another foreigner. We have some connections. We can walking. We talk about political history, how we feel it in China. The most shock stories about what I do here, maybe like this, and I don't know how to say it.
So do you have an obligation, or feel like there's something that you have to do to stress out to others that you are Russian, you are where you came from, or your culture, or everything, or you just share that with your same people?
Maybe sometimes I feel that I just want to be the part of this society, just because you can feel it that maybe I just want to dress up like the put on Chinese man and walking, and another one can just, oh, this foreigner, white people here. Sometimes you just want to close it in your home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a way to fit in. It's a way to
you just get tired because of this. Be a foreigner. Sometimes you just want to be as a Chinese one, as be a part of this.
Yeah, this is true. This is what I wanted to hear about your experience and insights about. It's really true. What about you, Alex? Do you always want to be an Italian when you are abroad, or you want to be a Chinese, or everything?
Yeah, I think it's like both, as like, let's say, it's pros and cons. Like let's talk, for example, about visa. The visa is it's always very difficult to extend or to get, and like this one is one of the cons, for example. And yeah, like for the rest, yeah, of course, as foreigners, it's normal to have some disadvantage on some parts like this one, but for the rest, I'm okay with it. Like, it's not a big problem for me. I got used maybe now as well.
Great. So what do you think about the younger generation? As we talked about it, the main topic is about Generation Z. You guys are the younger generation. What do you think about the younger generation in China, Chinese people? Because there's a saying, as I read about the article, that the Generation Z in China are the most patriotic ones in their cultural confidence growth with the flourishing of China's economy. What do you think about that?
Oh, okay. Understood. Okay. About Z generation, it's from 1997. Just I'm maybe older than this, but I have a much friend with them.
Yeah.
I also millennial, I think, but the problems of this generation also is very close to my heart too. And I don't know about patriotism, as we say, but all of my friends, all of Chinese and I met, they all love China. There's this homeland, maybe a good opportunity for some business, incredible breakthroughs in science. But it seems to me that the social side sometimes have problems, just because I can see, just because all Chinese men have this Chinese dream, like have a house, have a car, and marriage. I think it's a big, how to say it, yali.
Stress.
Yeah, it's big stress for young people now in China, just because I know that Chinese population get older and older, and I see that from school to university they have this stress, only studying for a good future. And sometimes I met the people who break their minds and get crazy. I think a little bit crazy about this, because in their homes they want to say, okay, I get this, I get my business, I get my family. Sometimes they just not remember that they are just, how to say it, maybe I just think that international, just abroad young people, they're thinking about personas, just me is the most big
Important.
with me. Yeah, I want to know what I am. And in China, they, oh, I want to do this because of my family. I want to do this because of my country. I think it's a big stress.
Big stress for people, for younger
Yeah,
generation to survive, right, in this period of time. I think you are stressing a point because it's the period of the COVID-19. Everybody is suffering from this. Everything is inconvenient, and we risk health and life from this. So I think it's one of the big challenge. Yeah, the stress of the younger generation about how in China we make decisions. But I wonder, is that really rare or different in Russia? Because
we have enough stress.
Russia people
Yeah,
doesn't think about their
this.
families. But I get I get your concept. I get what you're saying. It's about thinking as more of an individual to consider about your self development and thinking about your family, about your future development, about how is your responsibility for this big nation, for this community. I think it's more different. Yeah, when you're talking about the patriotism between the
Yeah.
Gen Z in China, that's your idea and your experience. Thank you. What about you? What about you, Alex? Do you think
Yeah,
they are really patriotic, and do you think patriotic is a good or bad or positive or
mm, I think it's okay to be patriotic, but I from my friends I didn't notice so much patriotism. Like maybe because I'm a foreigner, they will also open to learn from each other and to. They always ask me, for example, how you do this, what do you do in, how do you do this in your country, or are school like this in your country? So like for me when I was studying and my my classmates were generation Z generation, yeah. They were asking me a lot of questions like this one to also they show interest into other places to learn. But yeah, there is patriotism, definitely they are patriotic, and I don't think it's a bad thing to be patriotic.
are you
Yeah.
a patriotic person as a
Well, sometimes maybe. Maybe for
in terms of what?
let's say in my country that I since now I'm living abroad and I saw a few countries. I can say that actually in Italy there are like I really like the sea and many places are really beautiful in Italy. So for example, under this aspect, I will say that as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I learned to appreciate more what I saw in my country as well. So yeah, under this aspect, maybe I'm becoming more patriotic, maybe.
Thank you, Alex. It's really important to know what do you define. How do you define the patriotic person in your mind? Because I'm addressing this topic, this issue, this word, because I think the world is connecting with China more and more deeply, and we cannot deny that the patriotic emotion and the thinking, the way of thinking, is really important to younger generation in China, because we've been talking about the cultural confidence as the country is growing really fast, as we did not think China was the powerful country maybe in 5 or 10 years ago. In my generation, my peer, they don't, some of them, they don't believe, they used to not believe that China is really a strong country in the world. But in 5 years ago, right now, I think everybody is agree on that. China as the second economy in the world, we are really strong, and we have multiple kinds of cultural market, cultural products for us to custom for us to choose, multiple ways for us to live with. So I think that's what the energy or strength to help people to get more cultural confidence. That's what I wanted to talk about. And what do you think about it, Bernie, as a Chinese young generation? Are you a really patriotic
Patriotic
person?
person.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I've never got this question before. I've never walked on the street and some people come to me and say, "Are you patriotic?" So this is a rather kind of question that we don't normally get. But if you ask yourself, I think, well, it's quite interesting, because sometimes when you feel like, if you're talking to a friend and tell them straight that, hey, you know what, I really love China, and they feel like, what is wrong with you? Why are you telling me this? Right? They kind of have this weird feeling. But also, if you had somebody trash talked China, especially something, sometimes the fact, it's not the fact, and then also you get angry, you got pissed off by that. So this is a really contradictory feeling. And I think, unlike generation before us, like people who born in 1940s or 50s, they tend to speak out loud how they love our country. But I think people from our generation, we tend to be more subtle. We don't really speak things out loud. But what we do is actually trying our best to support our country, especially go to some video websites. You could say a lot of YouTubers or even the users in Bilibili, they will make all kinds of videos to show their love towards China. So I think we'd rather to do things, we'd rather to make actions rather than just open our mouth and say we really love our country. Yeah, so I think that is my
Yeah.
opinion on that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is really important, because what your generations have is not what we used to have in the past few decades. Because now we have internet, we have video website, we have social media, we can produce stuff from our own perspective. This is really important. We show the world, we show the life in China to the world, so everybody can see it, not just imagine the or a picture. We just see it in with our own eyes. It's really important. So thanks, really a good answer, good response for that. And we have some comment. Bob Smith, hi Kevin, hi everybody. Like Kevin is saying hello to us. He's a great follower of our channel. And Bob Smith, he said, I understand. I'm Chinese in the US, and when I walk into a room, people see foreigner. I was born here. I don't speak Chinese, but American will never see me as America. Okay. I think it's another issue that this one just popped up, right? But I think we get this idea about this self-recognition, self-identification is really important. I think that's the reason for me to wanted to invite Liu Liang to explain this or speak this for us, because she is being a really good designer in Rotterdam, but she loves Hanfu. Do you guys familiar with Hanfu? Han culture, the Chinese traditional clothing. I don't have any pictures here, but I wish she could attend us to explain or show us some videos about her studio, about his work, about her work. They are really nice dresses. Okay, Nico is commenting on this. It's not a problem being patriotic and loving one's country. It's a problem when you are lying to others. Yeah, I get that. It's a truth, right? So since Liang Liang is not joining with us, we just skip off those problems and we head into our last part. What do you guys think about your life, your career in your current location, like 5 years later? Starting from Alex, I think. How do you picture?
Yeah. I after living in China for 6 years, and as you mentioned before, I also made YouTube videos. Since that I really like to travel, I would like to open a travel business, like helping Italian people or people from abroad to travel to China for business or tourism, or also for studying, helping them to come to study.
Yeah, because there are many audience in your channel. They've been showing that they wanted to visit China so badly, right? Because of your content. Yeah,
Sorry,
I think
can I cut in? Sorry, can I cut in?
Yeah, okay, of course.
Because just Alex mentioned that you want to be in the business of tourism. Just so you know that my previous job was in tourism business, and my clients were all the different bureaus from different countries. And trust me, this is definitely not the best time to start this kind of business.
Well, yeah,
okay, here comes the advisor. Okay, just speak out. Why?
Obviously, all the policies and the pandemic and obviously the different kind of policies against the COVID-19 between the Eastern and West, sorry, not Eastern, but China and the rest of countries from the rest of the world really different. So I don't think it will work out. If I would, I think I'll wait until at least 2 years to see if there's any changes. Yeah, because obviously that's definitely not a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
We talk about
the 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Yes, you're right. Yeah, 5 years. Let's see if there are any changes on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, really useful advice from an experienced man, I think. And thanks for that, Bernie. Any other advice, or any other plan on your life in your current location based on your past experience?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, I think because now, as I said, I teach students how to, well, especially I teach IELTS and other language tests to all of my students. So currently, I'm teaching speaking, and probably in the next 5 years, in my professional field, I think I might broaden that kind of perspective. I might teach also reading and listening, but definitely not writing, because writing is too energy consuming. I don't think I'll do that. And for the family wise, I think in 5 years I might be able to have a family, because I've already got an apartment, and me and my girlfriend probably going to get married next year. And I think everything is quite promising for me. And so I think it's a good thing that when you live in China, that you can have this kind of plan for yourself quite specifically. I think that's me in 5 years, I think.
So you love teaching. Is that the reason you choose this career, or are you just good at it?
Yeah, I'm not definitely. I don't think I'm good at it. I mean, a couple years ago, I was really shitty about teaching because students won't be able to understand me because I spoke so fast. But yeah, I think I chose this profession was because I kind of love the self achievement when you see actually the score your teacher, sorry, your students got after your teaching, and that kind of achievement sometimes cannot be measured by money. Sometimes, of course, don't tell me my boss about it. I think it's they definitely
Okay,
wanted
finger
measured by money.
crossed.
I definitely want measured by money. Yes. Yeah, I think that's kind of spiritual wise for me to teach. I think that's really
Yeah, because
good.
I've read your resume. It's really your experience is really rich on building bridge between China and Western countries.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really curious about why you choose to be a teacher in this kind of period of time. But you gave me the answer, and I'm really appreciate that. You know, being a teacher is not easy job. I'd always
Hmm.
believe that because I have many friends. They've been teaching all kinds of things, fine art, English, or
Hmm.
mathematics, or just everything. They are really hardworking. So
Yes. Hmm.
yeah, good luck on that. And I think a good teacher requires really great experience in life so that they can guide children in the prosper in a really righteous way. It's really
Definitely.
important. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, somebody is giving you a thumb up, a cog, and a negative, a
Oh,
man with a plan.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, nothing wrong in speaking fast shows your enthusiasm. Yeah, it shows how you're really a professional about this, about foreign language speaking. How about you, Naja? What's your future plan 5 years later?
I also have a big plan of 5 years, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just about quarantine, about COVID-19. I don't know, maybe it's not realistic. I just hope that it maybe ends someday and will allow me to go home and take a rest. Just maybe 1, 2 months being at my parents' home, sleep at my bed. And after this, maybe after this vacation, I will go back to China and working in media corporation like CCTV. I hope. I just really a big dream about this, but don't know. Maybe not. If not, I have another plan about teaching Russian in Chinese university just because I can teach anyone else, I think, just like my native language. And like this.
Yeah, they're actually in Chongqing University. They actually have a major of Russian language. Does they have any?
Maybe not. Like Sichuan University of Foreign Languages, they have, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And
But you're
maybe
still
some northernest university in Harbin.
oh,
They have a
they're
lot
more
of
close,
people who have
more
Russian
close
language. Yeah,
to Russian country. Yeah.
yeah. Just
Mm.
because about teaching, I think it's a big advantage about of this is good holidays, summer vacations, winter vacations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about is that how many parents were sending their kids to learn, you know, second language besides English in the summer camp? You know, I
Mm,
don't I don't think it's really a common market there, right?
maybe. I just
I'm not,
thinking about university classes, be a big professor
yeah,
in university, and yeah, students already not so small; they can understand what I speak.
and Kevin, yeah, Kevin is really nice to
Mhm.
suggest that Nadia could get a job
CGTN.
at CGTN. Yeah, it's
I
really
know some
important.
guys from this. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, CGTN is a really nice press organization in China, and
But
it's
they're not hire Russian peoples already maybe for 2 or 3 years.
Mhm.
Have any?
But we're looking for a 5 years plan, so you might get a chance later. Maybe.
I have time.
Yeah, I have time, and hopefully everybody can get what they've ever wanted. Because I'm really grateful for you guys to join us on this live stream show today. I'm Echo Chen. This is iChongqing's channel. We've been talking about this cultural confidence and self-identification, about how to get in, how to fit in life in your current location, no matter it's in China or overseas. We have invited Bernie, we have invited Alex, we have invited Nadia to our studio today, connecting with us. I'm really grateful for you guys to joining us today. Thank you for sharing your experience and insights about your life in China and overseas, and every topic that about this show we've been covered today, and I'm really grateful for this. Thank you guys for watching this live stream show. Remember to like, share, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram, and please follow Alex's channel on YouTube. It's Alex Fab, ALEX and FABB, right? Is that the name? Because I remember so.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining us. I'll be seeing you guys next time, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Nico. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Everybody is okay. Glad to hear CGN is hiring people. I don't know that. I wonder if I could get a job on CGTN. What do you guys think? Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Ken, and our friend Cog. Okay. I don't know if I met this guy, but clearly he's been really friendly to us. Thank you, Nico. Hi, Han. You've been late today, Han. You've been missing our discussion, right? But thank you guys for supporting me as always. And I'll see you guys next time. Please focusing on our content these days. Please keep an eye on Alex's content about this big conference in China. And we are addressing really important topics from Alex and these YouTubers, from these really brilliant people, content creators, about their ideas, their understanding about China's development and future and influence to the world. Please keep an eye on Alex, on our channel, on that Alex content. Thank you guys, and see you guys next time.